An automated program sequence. The exchange of information. Following a million-year-old blueprint, we are decoding the world. Our mind, a unique device. Intelligent patterns created by evolution, giving us the freedom to question and redesign our reality. The simplest network is the connection of 2 points. Impulses are exchanged, stored, and selected. The beginning of synaptic expansion. Our brain, a network with billions and billions of contact points. A toolkit for boundless possibilities in creating new ideas.
Encoding is a lifelong journey. Your mother's heartbeat, sound, movement, patterns. You learn, explore, and remember with all your senses, writing your own source code to solve life's challenges. An autonomous and continuous upgrading process. The beginning of consciousness.
Inspiration is an intellectual chain reaction.
Drawing from the vast gallery of experience, the beauty of nature, a conversation, unforgettable moments or details overlooked by others, a new perspective, an unexpected connection, the genesis of new ideas. But some of us want more, reach a new level. They stop, think, change, leave the paths others take as given.
The key to opening one's mind even further is disruption. Disrupting means radically restructuring our way of thinking.
A door to solutions previously unthinkable. Building blocks are developing. They hold great potential for a continuous process of transformation.
A common vision to
create the new.
Please welcome Dieter Zetchen, Chairman of the Board of Management of Daimler AG and Head of Mercedes-Benz Cars.
Guten Abend, meine Damen und Herren, liebe Gäste. Herzlich willkommen bei Mercedes-Benz in der Frankfurter Festhalle. Experten sagen, dass ein Mensch jeden Tag im Schnitt angeblich 60.000 einzelne Gedanken hat. Aus Erfahrung kann ich sagen, an manchen Tagen mehr, an anderen weniger. Gute Ideen sind die Grundlage für Veränderungen. Unsere Branche erfindet sich neu. Und auch Daimler als Unternehmen erfindet sich neu. Dazu passt, dass wir auch das Thema Automesse in diesem Jahr ein bisschen anders angehen. Ab Freitag erweitern wir die IAA zum ersten Mal um eine ganz neue Facette, die Me-Convention. Eingeladen haben wir viele interessante Gründer, Querdenker, Visionäre. Ich freue mich zum Beispiel sehr auf mein Gespräch mit Sheryl Sandberg. Natürlich liefert auch unser Kerngeschäft, die Transformation der Automobilbranche, den Stoff für viele interessante Diskussionen. Vielleicht mehr denn je. Bei der IAA steht ja schon immer eine Frage im Mittelpunkt. Wie sieht die Zukunft der Mobilität aus? Die möglichen Antworten werden in diesem Jahr allerdings weit über die Branche hinaus diskutiert. Es ist Vertrauen verloren gegangen. Vertrauen in die Innovationskraft und die Zukunftsfähigkeit der deutschen Autoindustrie. Das bedauere ich sehr. Ich möchte die Gelegenheit nutzen und betonen, bei Daimler sind wir seit Jahren aktiv und mit aller Kraft dabei, die Zukunft der Mobilität zu gestalten. Dabei hilft uns, dass wir heute in unserem Kerngeschäft erfolgreicher sind denn je und massiv in die Zukunft investieren können. Lassen Sie mich dazu ein paar Beispiele nennen. Fakt ist, es lohnt sich, den modernen Diesel zu verbessern, statt ihn zu verbieten. Wir brauchen den Diesel zur Erreichung unserer Klimaziele durch weniger CO2 im Straßenverkehr. Deshalb haben wir bei Daimler 3 Milliarden € in die Weiterentwicklung unserer Dieselmotoren investiert. Dadurch haben wir den Dieselmotor der Zukunft bereits jetzt in Serie. Auch die schärfsten Kritiker stufen diesen als sauber ein. Unser Ziel ist genauso klar: emissionsfreie Mobilität. Deshalb fließen gleichzeitig in den nächsten Jahren 10 Milliarden € in den Ausbau unserer Elektroflotte. Bis 2022 werden wir das gesamte Mercedes-Portfolio
we will electrify our entire Mercedes portfolio, offering our customers at least one electrified drivetrain variant per model series. All in all, we are planning to have more than 50 electrified vehicle offerings. All these examples show that we are doing our share, and we already started years ago. Which is why it is right that the public discourse over the last few weeks has become a bit more rational. The fact is that, according to the German Environment Agency, NOx traffic pollution has fallen by around 70% since 1990. The reason for that is technical innovation. And anyone who believes that mobility will become more sustainable by banning a type of drive on a particular date is definitely missing the point, especially since a ban would be a disservice to climate politics. At the end of the day, every electric car is only as sustainable as the electricity it uses. That clearly does not mean that all is fine. We'll continue with business as usual, but it means that we have achieved a lot over the past few years, and we intend to achieve much more. Which is why I'm so pleased to be able to show you our next steps and to take a look at the big questions of the future. Active driving or being chauffeured, electric motors, combustion engines or fuel cell, owning or sharing, humans or robots. Daimler's strategy on all these topics is clear. We are convinced that there is no such thing as the one correct decision. We do not expect an either-or solution, and we won't be able to find a solution overnight either. This is why we will do the one thing without abandoning the other. For our customers, this means, most of all, that mobility will become even more diverse. Well, based on 2 vehicles, we will show you today how exactly we at Daimler imagine the future of customized mobility. These vehicles represent 2 mobility concepts that couldn't be more opposing. Let's get started with the car for the city in the future. This urban concept is based on our urban brand, Smart. And this smart really is smart. Our show car has been completely redesigned solely for the purpose of comfortably transporting passengers from A to B in the city of the future. This concept relies on two principles that most people would say are mutually exclusive: sharing and personalization. In most cases, things I can share are not very personal, and very personal things I hardly ever want to share. In this context, it is different. What we are talking about here is a practical and creative concept for individual urban mobility. This smart needs neither steering wheel nor pedals. It drives autonomously at level 5 and emission-free. It welcomes you personally with your profile picture and your configuration, the friendly car-to-go of the future. Along the way, you can pick up others and thus share music, photos and travel expenses. This is what we understand by a premium carpooling agency for sharing rides. What this could look like in detail, we will see right now. Coming up is the Smart Vision EQ42.
Hey, Mom, how are you? Sorry, I'm in a rush. I'm heading to a concert.
That's nice, hon. Do you have a ride?
Yeah, car sharing with a Smart.
When I was your age, we were always fighting over who had to be the driver. Nowadays, the Smart doesn't even have a steering wheel, does it?
No steering wheel, no pedals. So much easier in the city. Oh, I've just spotted a car with my profile. It'll be here in a second.
I hope it's fully charged.
Yeah, it does that on its own, too.
Okay, I'll let you go then. Have a great time, hon.
Thanks. I'll call you later. Have you seen that car? Have you seen it move? It's driving on its own. It's amazing. It's got eyes dressed as headlights. Keeps them on the road. Rolling on a mission. Anywhere you want to go, any place you want to be. No matter where. It's gonna take you there. It's gonna take you there. You'll see. Everything is possible with a car that drives itself. That is just incredible. It's a car that's always there. It's a car that's always there.
There are so many smarts around. What's going on?
They always know when people need a ride. You know, a few years ago, this would have been one giant traffic jam.
And a nightmare trying to find a parking space. Funny, today we've got more space and less traffic because the cars are always on the move.
Well, I'm on the move to get a burger right now. Do you think one of the cars can tell if I'm hungry?
I know I'll be there pretty soon. I know I'll make it there in time. They're everywhere. Just gotta join the ride. Just gotta join the ride. Wanna go from A to B? It's as easy as can be. I'll simply share. Because it's made for two. Because it's made for you and me. Everything is possible with a car that drives itself. That is just incredible. It's the car that's always there. It's the car that's always there.
Who's that girl in the car with David?
I think they just met.
He wanted a Smart to go to the concert. And you know, when two people going in the same direction, the car suggests you share a ride. And then you argue about what music to listen to all the way.
Actually, the car matches your profiles and checks out what you both like. It works really well. The other day, this dude and I played this awesome new video game. You should try it.
Hey, hello. What's up? Let's go.
Nice to meet you. Let's hit the road. So much in common. Interesting likes. Cruising under the city lights.
We'd still be driving round alone if the smart car hadn't known.
You and me,
you're such a friend. Everything is possible with a car that drives itself. That's just incredible. It's a car that's always there. It's a car that's always there.
Here we are.
And the car is ready for its next passenger. You know, I actually decided to go to this concert when I saw it advertised on a Smart.
Same here, but I like it best when it shows my own profile.
Absolutely. Hey, do you want to share a ride back?
Sure, why not? I'll text you later.
It's clever, it's tiny, it's ever so shiny. It's magic, it's smart, it's state of the art. It's moving, it's rolling wherever you're going. It's magic, it's smart, it's state of the art. Independent, simply splendid, intelligent, connected. Can't you see? Can't you see? Can't you see? It's a smart. Can't you see? Simply splendid. It's automatic, systematic. Can't you see? Can't you see? Can't you see? Can't you see? It's a smart.
You see, customization almost knows no limits. If you wanted green on Monday, it will come in green. If you want it red on Tuesday, it will come in red. As long as you're using this smart, it adapts to your requirements to a maximum. You cannot own it, though. As soon as you get out, it will adapt to the next passenger in the same individual way. The most personal car to go of all times. If there aren't any passengers aboard, the vehicle can be put to good use for the city. The majority of the vehicle's glass surfaces can be used as individual displays and for communication with the surroundings. The doors, for instance, could show the current score of a football match. Or, if this is too depressing, the latest weather forecast. And if this won't do either, the current time of the day. Thus, this smart follows in the footsteps of our concept vehicle FO15 and the basic idea that cars should make themselves useful for the people in the city. It was not even 12 months ago in Paris that we presented our future strategy called CASE and said that it is the intelligent combination of connected, autonomous, shared and services and electric that can work magic. This smart goes to show what we mean. This smart stands for CASE. Connectivity here means you can order and operate this car entirely via your smartphone. And there is also a connection between vehicles. If, for example, you have more luggage than usual, just order a second smart to follow behind you. This is something it does completely independently and autonomously. The smarts will be operated in swarms so that you will never have to wait long for a lift. Intelligent algorithms and artificial intelligence analyze data on usage patterns so that the swarm can move in time to the location where vehicles will soon be needed. We are convinced that autonomous and emission-free smarts will contribute to solving many traffic problems in urban areas. In a city like Berlin, for instance, around half the current number of intelligently controlled autonomous smarts could cover the current demand for mobility. The number of car-to-goes would thus go down from around 1,100 to 500. Or in other words, the current number of car-to-goes could ensure individual mobility for twice as many people. This is why we want the smart of the future to be out and about as much as possible. For instance, by providing courier and delivery services independently at night. Admittedly, this smart could not deliver a washing machine or wall unit to your doorstep. But for this, we will present our first fully electric standard truck, the Fuso e-Canter, in New York in 3 days. And shortly, we will start the real-life test operation of electric vans and trucks in Germany. This is what Mercedes understands by task sharing. And it goes without saying that the letter S for sharing remains the key letter in case for this vehicle. You do not only share the vehicle. If you want to, you can also share the ride. Along the way, you might receive a message saying that someone is headed in the same direction as you. You confirm that you would like to pick this person up and share the travel expenses. To ensure privacy, the seat bench can be divided in two parts, by the way. This barrier is optional, though. So what's left is the letter E. Without doubt, the urban car of the future will be electric and emission-free. We envisage a kind of inductive charging concept, a wireless one. Emission-free mobility for active drivers, this is something that we already introduced in 2007 with the Smart for 2. The electric drive as the ideal urban car. And this is why we'll now take the next steps. By the end of this decade, we will switch the Smart brand in Europe and the US completely to electric drives. The rest of the world will follow shortly after. Thus, the Smart brand will be the first automotive brand in the world to be consistently switched from a combustion portfolio to a pure electric portfolio. The 4 cases prove that this Smart Vision EQ for 2 has all it takes to implement individual and intelligent transportation in the city of the future. But we said we will do one thing and also the other. We are now transitioning from noiseless and emission-free to something else, to something completely different. And I'm sure you've already got an idea of what this is about. It's about strong genes, it's about adrenaline, and it's all about driving yourself in its purest form. Well, it's going to get noisy, ladies and gentlemen. You know that Mercedes has a track record in motorsport that is second to none, and has recently been corroborated by 3 world champion titles in a row, in the drivers' ranking as well as in the constructors' ranking. One thing is clear. A lot has happened between this silver arrow of 1954 and the champion bolide of the 2015 season. One thing has never changed, though, not even of all these decades: the fascination. Nevertheless, over the last few years, Formula One has undergone more radical changes than the automotive industry as a whole. Consistent hybridization is just one catchword. Today, more than anywhere else, one of the most essential types of fuel in Formula One are data. At a normal racing weekend, either of our 2 silver arrows on the racetrack collects about 3.5 billion data points when braking, accelerating, or switching gears. This leads to a vehicle data volume of 150 gigabytes. The teams in the pit lane and 2 race support teams in England analyze these data in parallel and in real time. The goal? The optimization of the racing strategy and performance. The result? The hat-trick in the last 3 years. And in the current season too, our team is in the lead again. All this know-how has also been used to produce the second highlight of tonight. It was born on the racetrack, created by a team that no one but us can bring to the grid in this constellation. Brixworth supplies the best Formula One drivetrain in the world. Brackley offers world-class development expertise. Falterbach makes motorsport performance ready for the road. The goal? Pioneering technology, ultimate performance, fastest lap times, and road approval. We expect to achieve a top speed of more than 350 kilometers per hour, from 0 to 200 under 6 seconds. A 1.6-litre V6 combustion engine and 4 electric motors will have a calculated hybrid system performance of more than 1,000 horsepower and will make possible a fully electric range of about 25 kilometers. This vehicle will make all previous performance limits at Mercedes and AMG look small. And this car will set new efficiency standards amongst its peers. It really deserves the label EQ Power Plus and proves how exciting Mercedes hybrid technology is. Thermal efficiency is more than 40%. So normally this would be 1/3 at best. All of this is only possible because we have pushed the limits of yet another Formula One virtue, innovation. The front axle, for instance, features 2 electric motors that do more than just adapt the torque of the wheels individually. We expect to be able to recuperate around 8% of the braking energy and feed it into the batteries. Never before in the last 50 years has the AMG promise of performance been implemented more consistently and more uncompromisingly. This is probably the best possible gift for AMG's 50th anniversary. Ladies and gentlemen, here comes the first hypercar by Mercedes-Benz. Here comes the Mercedes-AMG Project One.
Did well getting out.
How you doing? You good?
Great.
Hi, everyone. Good evening.
What a feeling.
That was more nerve-wracking than actually driving the real Formula 1 car.
I can imagine. Just wanted to ask you, how does it feel, Formula 1 on a public road?
It's incredible. Firstly, good evening, everyone. So happy to be here. So proud of what Mercedes has created here. This is history. You know, no one has really done this the right way, and to be able to be a part of this, I've helped develop this car, this engine.
Absolutely.
So to finally see it come to life, it's magical.
So you're sure next race, which one you pick? The street version or the real one?
No, but I'm hoping to have the first one.
Okay, we'll see.
Okay?
We'll talk about that later on.
We're going to talk about that later on.
Now, what is the most exciting part of your daytime job? I mean, it's typical, everything is exciting, but what thrills you the most?
Obviously driving the car. The car is, just now, starting up the car. When I get to the track and I'm in the garage, I've got my suit on, my helmet, earplugs in, and I sit up, and the guy ahead of me gives the guy behind, which starts up the engine, the go ahead. The engine starts, the vibrations. You know you're about to go and drive at the craziest speeds. And I can't help but have a grin on my face. So, and as soon as I leave the garage and drive down the pit lane, I have the biggest giggle like a kid. So yeah, that is it. I'm very, very fortunate to be doing what I'm doing.
I think I know what you're talking about. Of course, not to that extent in this extreme form. I mean, timing is everything, and you obviously know that. How does it feel just for the Frankfurt Motor Show to be #1 again?
It feels amazing. The crazy thing is, I was here, I think, many, many years ago with you.
I know.
When I was in Formula 3, I believe. So I've been Mercedes-powered since I was, 18 years old. So it's a long, long journey together. So it's crazy to be here. And as I said, just back then when they started it up for the first time, that's the first time I've sat in the car and had the engine start. And I had the same grin as I have in the garage. So that's a good sign. But of course, we've been working so hard collectively as a team to overhaul Ferrari, and we're finally in the lead, both constructors and drivers. So we're going to be pushing very hard to stay there.
7 to go.
7 to go. 7 more wins to get.
Good luck. 7 wins. Wow, that's ambitious. Okay, great. Take care.
Thank you, dude.
Thank you, Luis.
What you can see here is the incredibly good-looking concept of real racetrack performance for public roads, mind you. And there is even enough space for a co-driver, male as well as female. The AMG Project One is not only a homage to the motorsport tradition of Mercedes, quite the contrary. It is an outlook for the future of AMG, because AMG has always pursued the goal of ultimate performance. And this performance does not depend on petrol. This is why the future of AMG, the performance brand, also lies in hybridization and electrification. And this show car points us in the right direction. Since the start of this project, I've come to understand even better why such a car is called hypercar. Because in 40 years, I haven't experienced such a hype about a Mercedes as the hype about this one in our company. Last autumn at the Paris car show, we only presented a vague silhouette. However, the next morning already, people called AMG to order such a car. And since then, the telephone in Affalterbach has virtually not stopped ringing. Well, when this exclusive product becomes reality, then it will surely be produced in limited numbers. This means that we will have to make some car lovers sad, whereas some, few, will burst with happiness, I believe. But be it as it may, the car industry is an industry full of emotions. And this is exactly what makes it so fascinating for me. Ladies and gentlemen, Smart and AMG both show in their very own way that we believe that there are many ways leading towards the mobility of the future. And we have the courage to explore new ways. For most of us, a car has always been more than just a means to get from A to B. It stands for freedom and personal independence. The paradox here is that the amazing success of the car is at the same time its biggest problem. The roads in cities get ever more crowded, oil and other resources get scarcer, and availability becomes more important than ownership. This is why our most important task now goes far beyond reinventing the car. It is about redefining our notion of personal independence. Another possibility is to virtually lift the car to the next level, into the third dimension. This dimension we find exciting too. This is why we have invested in the startup company that is behind the autonomously flying Volocopter. And this example too goes to show that you don't create innovations by turning back time or by sealing yourself off. Both with the Smart and the Hypercar, we have given you two examples tonight that clearly emphasize the following. It is for the customer to choose, and even more so in the future than today. For more examples, please join us at the Mercedes-Benz and Smart press conference tomorrow morning at 9:35 a.m. Thank you ever so much for being here, and the best of success for the IAA 2017.